Hey everyone, welcome back to Jar's Toy Emporium. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. Today's video is going to be more of an introduction, kind of talking about me, my collection, and how it's grown, and some stuff over that. So let's first just kind of get right into it. So some of you that may not know, my name is Jacob. I'm 23 years old. I've really only been collecting for a little over a year now, which we'll get into that here in a second. But like I said, my name is Jacob. That's where the Jar's Toy Emporium comes from. Jar is actually my initials. So I kind of use that as like a little bit of everything for anything that I do. So let's start with that. I'm 23 years old. My birthday is actually on May the 4th, which is probably why I'm such a big Star Wars fan. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I was born on National Star Wars Day, so it's kind of just part of my life from the very beginning. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true. So kind of to start this video, like I said, I want to just give a little bit of info and background of me, and then we'll just hop right into the first pop that I really consider as what started my collection, and that would be the first Mandalorian pop right here. As you can see, this is from the very first series of Mandalorian pops that came out. So to talk a little bit about that, The Mandalorian came out, I think came out in November of 2019. So around that Christmas of that year, my parents actually took us to a GameStop. We were just kind of killing some time, and I was just moseying around. I had known what Funko Pops were, and I had a few of them in the past, but not many. I had a handful of random ones from maybe like The Walking Dead or something like that, but I wasn't really a collector. Just kind of something I would pick up every once in a while, or I would get given to me because people knew I liked The Walking Dead, Back to the Future, just these different little IPs. But when we were in GameStop that one day, I started looking at the Funko Pops, and I was very interested in The Mandalorian because it had just come out. I was obviously hooked on the show because I'm a big Mandalorian fan, big Star Wars fan. So I was looking at these, and they luckily had all four of the common ones, as you can see here, on the back of the box in stock. So I was like, I need to get these. So my dad actually went ahead and bought these for me, bought me all four of them, because he likes knick-knack stuff, and he thought they were kind of cool looking. He was a big fan of the show at the time. And that's what really kind of started me getting into Funkos. Now, I know it's 2023, and I said I've only been collecting for a little over a year, and that's because when I did get these, that was kind of the extent of the collection. I had those four Mandalorian pops, and I would randomly find, maybe a new one that came out, such as like they did the Covert Mandalorian. I'm looking here on my back wall of pops, just some that I can see, but stuff like that would come out, but I never knew they were even releasing. That's how out of touch I was with Funko and their releases. So I went ahead and I would pick those up randomly, and like I said, the extent of my collection was just Mandalorian pops. Fast forward to around Valentine's Day last year of 2022, me and my wife actually went on a little trip to Charlotte, North Carolina. Now keep in mind, I knew what pops were. I kept up with the Mandalorian line, but when we went on that trip, I was like, you know what? I want to find some more pop figures. I thought they were cool. I liked how they looked sitting on my shelves. And I was like, I'm going to try to find some more of them. Really didn't know what I was going to find. Like I said, I did not know any of these other Star Wars pops that they had. I never really looked a whole lot into them. So we go on this little trip while we're down there. We're doing some shopping, and we come across what I consider the first comic shop that I really ever went into that had an abundance of pop figures. And that's where I came across these two pop figures. And you might, like I said, we're kind of doing a little bit of a timeline of my collecting, how it's grown, where it started. And so these two pops that I'm about to show you guys are what I consider the start of my collection, because this is when I was like, I'm going to start collecting more pops. I'm going to start actually looking into them, learning more about them. And that's when I came across this pop right here. This is the hooded Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Walgreens exclusive, and I saw this pop and I was like, gotta have it, right? But at the time, keep in mind, I had never bought a pop over $15. $15 was the extent of money I had spent on a pop figure, and they had the sticker on this guy for $75, which was very fairly priced. At that time, I didn't even know how to look up the price of a pop to know if I was getting a fair deal or not. So I'm in this comic book shop. I'm Google searching Obi-Wan Kenobi hooded Funko Pop, trying just to find a listing. Some eBay listings came up, and I was like, oh, people are asking around $75-$80. And this was kind of right around the Obi-Wan Kenobi show had been talked about. It was going to be released. So I saw this pop, and I was like, I got to have it. Trying to make sure I don't overspend on something because I didn't know the values. I didn't know what Pop Price Guide was. I was completely really new to this besides the few Mandalorian pops that I talked about that I had. So they had this guy, and then they also, I walked around to the other locked case, and they had this Purge Trooper right here. They were asking about $40, if I remember correctly at the time, for this one, which this one is from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I played the game, and I thought the game was amazing. So I was like, this guy's really cool too. So I had to have both of these pops, and like I said, spending that much money on 2 Funko Pops was completely new to me. I had never done it before, but I was like, I really want them. I want to learn more about them, and so I went ahead and bought both of these. And I kind of never looked back. After these 2 guys were into the collection, we went ahead and I started doing some more research. I started learning more about what was out there, especially after I had seen these 2 guys. I was like, well, there's probably a lot of really cool Star Wars pops out there I don't know about. And that's when, I think it was April of 2022, I had learned that there was a Captain Rex pop. And Captain Rex is my favorite Star Wars character. By far, I've always liked him. I loved him in the Clone Wars. We've been getting him some in the Bad Batch. You get a couple pieces of him in Rebels. But I was like, I just have to have this Captain Rex pop. At the time, the pop was valued at about $380. And I was just, like I said, I thought spending $75 on one pop was absurd. And I've jumped all the way up to a $380. So I'm doing some research. I'm wanting to make sure I don't buy something fake, because that's like a collector's worst nightmare. I'm trying to find one that's mint, because I like to keep them in the box, and stuff like that. So I'm on eBay for weeks at a time, and I finally came across that pop figure, which you can see right here, in the pop armor as he so rightfully deserves. And I was ecstatic. It was in amazing condition. I was looking for the shared exclusive because I was like, if I'm going to spend that much, I'm not going to spend $700 on the con sticker one. So I was like, I'm just going to find this shared sticker and be happy with it, because I didn't go to the con. I know a lot of people like to have the con stickers, and sure, I would love to have a con sticker pop. But to me, if I didn't actually go there to the con, it's not as much of a need. Now, if I had physically gone to this New York Comic Con, I would need that con sticker. That's just how my brain works. I would really want that one. But since I didn't go to it, I was very happy just getting the shared sticker. And that's how I am still today. Even with new cons that come out, I'm happy getting the shared sticker. But came across this guy. He was listed on eBay. I saw him literally the day he was posted. He had probably been up an hour, if that. Because I was looking on every couple hours. Any break that I had, I was like, I need to go see if a new Captain Rex got posted or not. Came across him. It was up for bid. The bid started at, I think, $75, and it didn't even have a bid on it yet. But it had a buy it now of $350. Now, I was so excited, and looking back, maybe I would have waited and see if it got bid on. But like I said, the pop was valued. This is when I had learned about Pop Price Guide and stuff. It was valued for about $380, and they had to buy it now at $350. So I was like, well, I don't want someone else to come along and get it. So talked to my wife, and she said, just get it. And that's one thing I need to talk about a little bit, is how thankful I am that I do have such a supportive wife. She's allowed this collection to grow crazier than I ever dreamed it would be. She's always been super supportive, so I can't thank her enough for that. And you guys out there that know, having a supportive wife is awesome. So I just can't thank her enough for that. But she was super supportive. She knew how bad I had wanted this. She knew how long I had been looking for it for weeks on end. I was obsessed with finding this pop in good condition. I finally came across one, and she said, just buy it. And lo and behold, here it is. Still the most expensive pop I've ever bought. And still probably my favorite in my collection. I just absolutely love that pop. There's not much more I can say about it, but it's an awesome pop. So I told you guys a little bit about the Mandalorian line and how much that line means to me, because my dad bought them for me, and since then my dad has passed away. So you know, these pops, these 4 Mandalorian pops are some of my favorite pops that they've ever made. I have a lot of sentimental value with those pops. And this next pop that I'm going to talk about, really, in my mind, my collection comes full circle, right? So, you know anything about Funko, you know who Freddy Funko is. Freddy Funko pops are usually the most expensive, the most limited, and they're some of the coolest to have in your collection. So this past year, you know, they released the Freddy Funko as the Mandalorian. When I saw that pop, I didn't get any of the Blacklight Battle boxes. I wasn't lucky enough to get any. I kind of just missed that drop when they released those online. But luckily enough, I was like, I'm going to get this pop. I have to get it. It's just something about that pop coming full circle to me. And so I had never had a Freddy Funko. I had never had a piece counted pop like this one. And that's when I picked up this pop right here. So this is my favorite Freddy Funko. I now own 4 Freddy Funkos. But this one's by far my favorite, just because the sentimental value it has to me, just showing, I mean, it's the same mold. It's the exact same pop with the Freddy Funko head, as you can see on it right there. And I just absolutely love that. Like I said, a lot of sentimental value just in these 2 pops, just because of what the Freddy Funko means to Funko collectors, and then what this Mandalorian means to me, just how it came about getting it, how it started my Funko collection. So that's why this one was so cool to have. So now that you guys know a little bit about kind of the past of my collection, I mean, there's a lot more stories I could tell, but those are the ones that stick out in my mind. I figured, why don't we talk about a pop that we just got recently? And as of today, I was lucky enough to have a friend help me pick this guy up, the Spider-Man No Way Home, the Andrew Garfield unmasked version. So as you can see, that guy right there. This is my newest pop in the collection right here. This one is new as of today, at the time of filming this video. And if you notice, all the other pops are Star Wars. So I'm a huge Star Wars collector. Like I said, maybe it's the May 4th birthday. But I am Marvel collector, Stranger Things, looking around a little bit. I just got a little bit of everything. I have some Back to the Future pops. I guess just started getting into My Hero Academia, so I have a few pops of those. But Ninja Turtles, as you can see, most of the collection is Star Wars, predominantly. And that's just a little bit about me. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video and learning a little bit about me. As far as scheduling of these videos go, I am looking to upload a few times a week. I know in the past video, if you watched my first video, I said I was going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. After thinking about that, I don't know if that's the best schedule. But I'm getting one out on a Tuesday, so we'll see if we can stick with it, see if we can enjoy that thing. But I'm really just learning on how to get videos out there, trying to find what works best with me and stuff like that. If you guys haven't already, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jars Toy Emporium. I'll have it linked down in the description below. You guys can see a lot of these pops that I post on there. I'm trying to post on Instagram every day for the rest of this year, so that'll be fun. Something you can look forward to every day. And yeah, we'll just keep adding to the collection. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoy learning a little bit more about me and my collection and kind of how it's grown over this course of a little over a year now. And it's just been something I've really enjoyed learning, and I've had a blast, met a lot of great people, talked to a lot of great people. So if anything, I think you guys should learn a little bit about the hobby, because I think you won't regret it. It's just such a good time and a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.